The 56 F-100 LS swap. I've been doing a lot of the wiring for the headlights and tail lights and things like that. The wiring for the harness on the motor itself had already been done a couple of weeks ago, and that does run. Everything's working like it's supposed to. But this truck, when I got it, it was just a roller, had no motor, no transmission, no wiring, no nothing. So I ordered one of those cheap eBay wiring harnesses. They're GM based, and they're pretty much plug and play. You just gotta, the cheaper ones are not color coded like GM. The more expensive ones, the only difference that I can see, because I have used the paintless wiring harnesses, that they are color coded to GM specs. And these ones, it tells you what it is, but you kind of got to go through it and figure out what's what to make sure, that way you know, and then you label it yourself. And that's how I did this one. Anyway, that's where I'm at right now. Today I'm gonna take a break from the wiring, and I want to do the exhaust. I'm using the stock manifolds. I could buy those cheap, well, not cheap, inexpensive Chinese headers, but I don't like headers. They burn everything that comes anywhere near them. So today I'm gonna mock up the exhaust. As you can see right here, this would be the easy side. This is not gonna be a problem. That's the exhaust that I had made for the motor that was in here before, which was basically a small block Chevy. It was a L98 for a 91 Corvette, and that worked out pretty good. Those mufflers right there are really nice. They're real quiet, even quieter than stock. But I got some Flowmasters. I had gotten one for 20 bucks used, and then my brother gave me another one. So I'm gonna piece together, out of all this crap right here, I'm gonna try to polish up this turd and make a decent exhaust. It's not gonna be beautiful, but it's gonna work. For example, this one I had pieced together from parts that I had before. As you can see, it's not beautiful, but it did work. And I had the L98 Corvette did have an O2 sensor, but it only had one. So I ordered these. They come in a pack of 5, and it's good. I even used one of these because they come with the bung for O2 sensor, and they come with the cap. And I was able to use one of these when I changed the flywheel on that Camaro. It didn't have a drain plug on the transmission. So I thought just for fun I would use one of those, and it worked out for that too, because they do have the plug. So that's where I'm at with this truck right now. Since the last time I made a video, walk around of it. But walk around of the truck, I did a patina paint job, and I like the way it came out. Real cheap. It was just spray paint, and I think I spent like 128, 130 bucks. Most of it was trial and error because I had to redo some of my stuff twice. But if you guys are interested, I can make a video on that, or let me know and I'll show you guys how I did it. I'm no expert, but it's pretty cool. The best thing about this paint job is that you can lean lean this on here, and it's no big deal. You're not gonna be losing out on nothing. And I did make this floor also. This is composite wood. I got it from Home Depot, and I made a frame to lift it up a little bit. And the only reason I needed to lift it up a little bit was because everything clears on this Corvette truck suspension, except for that sway bar. When the truck is all the way down, right now it's up. The sway bar right here, there's a linkage right there, and it goes up and down. It goes about an inch above where the bed would be. So I had to lift it up a little bit just to clear that. But other than that, everything's fine. And like I said before, in another video, this truck was running and driving when I had that Corvette motor in there. I just bought this. Right now, I'm rewiring it for this rewiring it with this universal GM styled harness, which comes with pretty much everything: blinkers, relays. No, not relays. I did have to have the relay for the fuel pump. So if you have an electric fuel pump, you're gonna have to have a relay, which is not a big deal. And then let's see, but let me show you. It does have the high and low beams switch, and it has the blinkers for your signal light blinkers. And then this is for the hazard lights, and it does plug into the GM steering column. So now we have headlights, tail lights, brake lights. I added the backup light, and I was able to use, which I think is pretty cool, I was able to use the neutral safety switch from the 4L60, and it was really simple for the backup light. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, here it is, right here. Okay, this green and this pink one is going to be your backup light. This is the original plug. So the green wire and the pink wire, which would be, if you could, I don't know if you can see, let me see, let me focus it. So that's going to be C. What is that? Focus. C and F. That's going to be your backup. So when you put it in reverse, your transmission, the neutral safety switch is going to let this power, which is going to be coming from a fuse, like let's say a 10 amp fuse, you're going to have power coming through here, it's going to make the connection, and then the other one's going to go to your tail light. That's all that does. Through reverse. So that was pretty cool. I was able to get that to work. I also wired up the neutral safety switch, which was pretty cool. It's just as easy as well. What you're going to do is your ignition side of your actual ignition, the one that goes to your starter, would now go to this purple wire coming in through here, right? And then it comes out this way when it's in park and neutral only, and it goes back out to the relay. And on the relay, this would be on the, let me look at the relay real quick. This would be, you have to use a relay. It's going to be a 4-prong relay, and it's going to be, let me pull one out. Okay, this is a relay for the torque converter lockup, but I'm going to show you guys how I wired that up real quick. So you're going to have the power wire coming from your ignition switch, going into this purple wire, coming back out to your relay. On your relay, the 85 is going to be to the ground, 86 is going to be this yellow wire. So that's going to make the contact there when you're giving it, when you're turning your key, you're trying to turn your car on, and you're going to have the 30 to a 40 amp fuse. That's going to be constant power all the time, the battery. So when you hit the key, these two will make the contact, and then this 87A is going to go to your starter, and it's going to fire up, and that'll keep it from firing up when you're in drive. It's for neutral safety switch. It'll only fire up in park and it'll only fire up in park and in neutral. It will not fire up in any other gear. That way you don't run nobody over or run over yourself when you're trying to work on it. So it's simple. Maybe I'll do a video of that alone later. But anyways, I thought that was pretty cool. The only thing I really need to wire in here is going to be the dome lights, and I wanted to add the courtesy lights too, as far as the ground go. That's all controlled by ground. But anyways, this harness was pretty cheap. I want to say like 125 bucks. And as you can see, it came with everything, the relays. This is the horn relay, which does work, see? So that's pretty cool. It comes with this. The only thing I had to buy was this one was for the transmission, the torque converter lockup. I did another video on that. But look, they go in here pretty good. Let me see. Let me show you how it goes. They slide in there like that. And now it looks like it's part of the harness. This is the starter relay, like I was telling you before. Before that, it would be the ignition side. The start would be straight to the starter. But in between, this is we added the neutral safety. Then it goes to there, back up to the relay, and then to the starter. I was able to get the fuel gauges working. The fuel gauge working, the RPM, like I showed before, it does work. And the temp sensor, the temp gauge, like I did some research on it, and it's actually turning on at 200, the fan, and that's where it's supposed to turn on. So this is reading 140 when the fans turn on, and it's actually 200. That has to do with the ohms. I ordered some resistors, but I haven't really had a chance to mess with them yet. I'm a little burned out on the wiring. It's pretty much done, to be honest. Like I said, I just need the dome lights, courtesy lights, and everything else that you see here. It just needs to be wrapped up and routed. But it did clean up pretty good, as you can see. It's not like it was before. These I have just here because I need to make a panel to go in here. And I got a real cool GPS speedometer that I want to try out, see how that works. That way I don't have to try to get an adapter for the transmission to a mechanical one. I've seen other people use them, and they seem to work pretty good. So that's where we're at. And let me see what else I want to show you. I want to show you the reverse light. The reverse light is pretty cool because I hooked it up to where it only works when the truck is on. So the ignition has to be in on position. And then put it in reverse, and the reverse light should turn on. Okay. That's the backup light. But that only works with the key on. So let me show you guys where the lights are at. And see, in reverse, the truck will not try to start. See, we got it in reverse. The reverse light was on, and see, it won't try to start. That's what the neutral safety switch is doing. It should only try to start in park. So let's see what it does real quick. We got it in park. Hopefully the battery's not dead. You can hear the pump turning on, primed everything. So anyway, that's what that does. But if you put it in, let's say you put it in drive, it's not going to try to start. Okay. But in neutral, it should. So let's see, reverse, neutral. Should start in neutral. So that's one benefit of having that neutral safety switch, which I think is pretty cool, and it's really easy to wire up. Let me show you guys the lights. So we got tail lights, turning lights, backup lights. We have the license plate light. And let's see, maybe go to the front. And we have headlights. And we have ceiling lights. So that's pretty cool. Also cleaned up the wiring in here. I cleaned up the wiring for the fan. It was running from power coming from this alternator straight to there, and I have the ground going straight through here, but now I ran it all into this harness. And it goes that way. So that's where we're at. Today I want to see if I can lease mop this up. So that's where I'm at with the truck. Got any questions about anything, maybe I can help you out. Other than that, thank you for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video.